Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today's yoga flow is a nice short, quick 20-minute flow if you've only got 20 minutes. This is generally a lot of the poses that I do after a workout, or if I've just got a short amount of time, I just want to get a bit of a stretch in. So I won't yabber any longer. We're going to start in downward facing dog. So hands to be shoulder width apart, tuck your toes behind you, float the knees, press the belly back to the thighs, lift the hips, and then start to press the heels down towards the mat. If you want to pedal your legs out a little bit here to start to release and wake up the back of the legs, then do so. Keep thinking of broadening across your upper back, broaden the shoulder blades. And think of pulling your ribs in, so try not to flare the front of your body down towards the mat. Then let your legs become still. Push into the hands, transfer the weight as much as you can towards the legs. And then with an inhale, roll forwards into a high plank position, shoulders above the wrists, press the heels out behind you. Exhale, roll it back to your down dog, hips to the sky, press the heels to the mat. Again, as you inhale, come forwards, plank. As you exhale, push back, downward facing dog. One more time, as you inhale, come forwards to your plank. And as you exhale, push it back into your down dog. Great, and then with an inhale, send your right leg to the sky, reach through the toes, ground the left heel as best you can. Then as you exhale, bend that knee that's in the sky. Think of heel towards the bum as you pivot the pelvis open towards the right, a little bit of a tilt in the lower body, but keep trying to keep the upper body as square down towards the mat as you can. Inhale with the leg here. Exhale, draw that knee all the way in towards your chest. Step forwards, place the foot between the hands, keeping the back knee lifted off of the mat. Front knee on top of the front ankle as you inhale, lift into a high lunge. Let the back leg stay nice and straight, sinking the hips down towards the mat, lifting the chest towards the sky. Inhale as you keep reaching, sending the arms up and over. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat, left hand stays down. Inhale, reach the right arm all the way up to the sky, turning the chest to face that hand. Good, one more inhale here. Exhale, bring the hand back down, lower the back knee to the floor and untuck the back toes. As you inhale, lift your torso, interlace the hands behind you, and you can release your index fingers into a little pointy stick. And then broaden the chest as you puff the chest to the sky. Draw the fist down the inner thigh towards the mat, reaching the fingertips downwards. Squeeze through your left glutes. You're opening into your left hip flexors here. Front side of the left leg. Great, as you inhale, undo the hands. Take them to the mat, straddle the front foot, and then shifting your weight back so your hips are coming on top of your back knee into a half split. If you need to rearrange your front foot, then do so. Making sure that you're prioritizing finding a stretch in the leg rather than forcing it straight. Doesn't need to be straight, but use your inhales to draw your chest out towards your toes. And your exhales to allow the belly to sink closer to the thigh. Again, as you inhale, think growing long. And as you exhale, folding against the leg. Great, then rocking back forwards to the top of the mat, hands down. Sweeping this right foot all the way back to the sky into a three-legged dog. Lift the toes up as the left heel presses down. Keep the arms nice and strong. And then as you exhale, placing it back onto the mat into a down dog. Inhale, rock the body forwards, high plank, shoulders above the wrists, broaden between the shoulder blades. Exhale, bend the knees, ripple the hips back, down dog. Inhale, again, roll forwards. Keep your belly pulling up towards your spine. Exhale, roll it back, heels to the floor into downward facing dog. Last time, inhale to come forwards. Exhale to push back. On your inhale, left leg reaches to the sky. Press the right heel down. Squeeze through the left glutes. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. As you exhale, bend that knee in the sky. Foot falls towards your bum. The knee points to the sky as you slightly tilt your pelvis to the side, opening into the hip. As you exhale, draw that knee in towards your chest. Shift forwards, place the foot between the hands and help it if it needs. Keeping your hands down. As you then inhale, reach the arms high. Sink the hips low into your high lunge. Back leg is straightening out as best as possible. Reach through the heel. Great, inhale. Exhale, bringing the hands to the mat. Right hand stays down. Inhale, left arm reaches to the sky. Turning your chest to face the top hand. As you exhale, let the hand come down, dropping the back knee to the floor and untucking the toes. As you then inhale, lift the chest away from the thigh, find that interlace again, and you can release the finger. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, puff the chest to the sky as you then draw the hands down the inner leg. Pressing the top of the foot, the rear foot, against the mat, squeezing through the right side of the glutes, really sinking those hips forwards and down. Use an inhale, chest comes up, hands come to the floor. You can use a block if this is too intense on the hamstrings to rest your hands somewhere else. Shifting back into half split, hips above your knee, flex your foot to pull your toes strongly up towards your shins. Each time you breathe in, draw the chest out longer, try and reach it out towards the toes. As you breathe out, allow yourself to fold. Good, one more inhale, keep long through the body. As you exhale, shift back forwards to the top of the mat, sweeping that left foot all the way back to the sky into a three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, letting the foot come back to the mat into a down dog. From here, as you inhale, look forwards towards the hands. As you exhale, you can walk or jump your feet in. Use an inhale to a halfway rise, lift your chest. And as you exhale, fold over the legs. As you inhale, rise all the way up to stand, reach the arms high, pull the belly in. And as you exhale, release your hands. From here, leave your right foot at the top of the mat. Take a big long step with the left leg to the back of the mat, making sure you don't go too far because you want to be able to keep engagement through the legs so you're not sort of sliding away from yourself. Little toe edge of the feet is in line with the edges of the mat. And then squeeze your kneecaps so that the thighs on the front of the leg have started to engage so we can stretch through the back of the legs. Interlace your hands behind your back. Keep your fists together, so that the palms together, should I say. And then as you inhale, again, puff that chest to the sky, narrow through the shoulder blades. Keep squeezing hold of those thighs as you exhale. Think of pulling the chest forwards, forwards, forwards. Drop the chin towards the chest so the back of the neck is long. Keep folding, squeezing, and allowing the fist to pull up and away from your body. Make sure that your neck is nice and soft so you're not wrenching your gaze forwards or anywhere. Let your head dangle. You're still squeezing through the muscles in the top, in the front of the thigh, the top of the leg. And the weight is slightly forwards into the balls of your feet, towards the toes. That lets the heels feel a little lighter. And with that lightness through the back of the leg, keep pressing your sit bones to the sky. Great, take another inhale, keep thinking of length through your body. As you exhale, release your hands, let them come down to rest onto the mat, maybe towards a block if the floor is too far away. Keeping your feet just as they are, you're going to walk your hands over towards your right leg. See if you can take your left hand to bind onto the outside of your right ankle or foot, just somewhere to hold on to. Take an inhale, think of lengthening your chest outwards first, so it's like a halfway lift. As you exhale, you're going to pull your body in towards the right leg. So it might just be a small movement for you. You don't need to be able to fold far. But you're drawing the body towards your right leg, so you should notice a more intense stretch in your right hamstring. Each time you're breathing in, you're thinking of the crown of the head reaching towards your right toes. And as you're breathing out, you're allowing the body to stay calm, to allow yourself to find comfort in the pose. Keep squeezing that right kneecap lifted up towards the hips. As you inhale, undo, come back towards the centre, find length, reach forwards. As you exhale, right hand comes across to the left ankle or foot, something to hold on to. Use the next inhale to do like a halfway lift, keep the spine long. As you exhale, pull against that foot, ankle, leg, whatever it is you have. Think of drawing your belly towards your left thigh, Squeezing the kneecap up to the hip and pressing the sit bone to the sky. Breathing in to create space and length, and breathing out to soften. And then inhale, coming back to the centre, and then walking your hands back to the front of the mat. Pivot your feet so you're coming back towards a lunge, I guess. I want you to drop your back knee because we're going to come to lizard. So widening your front foot to be wider than your shoulders. You can leave your back knee onto the floor. An option to either stay onto the hands, or if you can drop your forearms to the mat, maybe to a block if you have a block with you. Keep your chest drawing forwards, thinking of driving your hips forwards as well, sinking the body down towards the mat. Each time you breathe in, crown of the head reaching out to the top of the mat, breathing out to sink the body down. And then you can choose to stay on the forearms but come back to the hands if it becomes a little bit too challenging. We're going to turn the right foot out a little bit, so angle it out towards the corner of your mat. You're then going to twist and look over your right shoulder. Right hand is going to come to find the foot behind you, so you bend the knee in the back leg. And then as you draw the foot in towards your hips, you're going to let your front leg roll open. So you're rolling onto the little toe edge of your front foot as you're drawing your back foot in towards your bum. If you want to return to a forearm, you're very welcome. Opening the chest out towards the right, keep letting that right shoulder roll back. Dropping the front side of the left pelvis down towards the mat. And squeezing slightly through the left glutes to help, as if this stretch needs any more help to be found. But if you want a little bit more, you can squeeze those glutes, press the left knee down against the mat, and all of that will make that sensation a little more intense. And then drawing back to the centre, so release the foot, hands to the mat. And from here, stepping the right foot back all the way into downward facing dog. Find lots of length out through the arms, press the hips to the sky. And then as you inhale, look forwards towards the hands. On the exhale, you can jump, you can walk, but make your way back to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, draw the chest out long, and exhale to forward fold. As you inhale, rise all the way back up to stand, reach the arms high, take the gaze with them. And as you exhale, release your hands by your sides. Great, so same again, stepping the foot out to the back of the mat, taking a wide-legged stance, turn the toes ever so slightly inwards. The same is going to apply with the thighs. You're going to draw the kneecaps up towards the hips. Start this time with your hands onto your waist. As you inhale, lift the chest, lengthen. As you exhale, think of the chest going forwards, sit bones pressed slightly backwards. Keep thinking of compressing the belly towards the thighs. This time, when you've got to the point where your body can fold no more, release your hands and take hold of either your big toes, the outer of your feet, or your ankles. Whatever it is that you like to hold on to, I am not fussy. You can hold on to whatever you like. Keeping hold of that bind, use an inhale, draw your chest out long, try to lift halfway. As you exhale, pull against that ankle, foot, toe, whatever it is you're holding on to, and allow yourself to fold. Sit bones are pressing high, squeezing the thighs, the muscle on the front of the thigh, allowing those hamstrings to lengthen. The elbows bend out wide if there is enough flexibility there to allow the arms to bend. Weight is slightly forwards towards the toes, and breathe through it. Really big, intense stretch here. Take another inhale to a halfway lift. As you exhale, take your hands back to the mat, just release the tension there in the legs. So this time we're going to walk to the back of the mat, so we're coming to the left foot. Hands to come to the inside of the thigh, we're coming into lizard lunge again, dropping the back knee down and just widening the left foot ever so slightly. You can keep yourself onto your hands, or you can drop down, but making sure you're prioritising keeping long through the spine, drawing the chest forwards, as the belly and the body sink down to the inside of the thigh. Breathing in and breathing out. One more, breathing in. And you breathe out again. You can stay on the forearms, but that could be a little bit more challenging. Your left arm is going to twist and look behind you to take the back of that, your back leg. Your front foot is going to turn out slightly and then roll onto the little toe edge of the foot. So your leg is falling away from you. Your body is turning out towards that left leg as you draw the heel in towards your bum. Option to return to the forearm, if that's available to you. And with that back leg, as you draw the heel in towards your bum is at the same time trying to run away from the heel. So it's a bit of like cat and mouse. One is trying to find the bum, but at the same time, you're pushing your hips down towards the mat as if trying to, I don't know, win that battle. Don't let the heel find your bum. Keep the left shoulder rolling behind you, so there's an openness through the front of the left chest. And then taking an inhale here. As you exhale, softly let go of that back leg. Return onto the hands. And then taking that left foot all the way to the back of the mat into a downward facing dog. Great. Trying to transfer as much weight as you can towards the legs so that you can really stretch into the back of the thighs. And then with the right leg, I want you to draw the knee in towards your right wrist and place it down. So we're coming into pigeon, just wider than your right wrist. And your shin can rest on a diagonal. It can be more parallel with the front edge of the mat if your hips have the openness for that. Keep your hips pointing forward, so don't be tempted to sit down into a gap that might be underneath your right hip. Take your hands onto the mat just in front of you, and as you inhale, lift your chest. Try and push your chest back to stack on top of your pelvis. The front side of your left hip is drawing down towards the mat. Inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands out. You can pause onto the forearms, or if you prefer, take the arms all the way out and rest down onto the forehead. But trying to keep length through the torso, so you're pulling your chest out forwards and trying to maintain that nice balanced pelvis so you're not leaning to one side or the other. Great. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, walk your hands all the way back in. And then you're going to sit down towards the right-hand side of your mat. Sweep your left leg round to the front of the mat to reach out in front of you. And then take the sole of this right foot to the inner thigh of the left leg. You can choose to sit on a block if when you do hamstring stretches, you're losing the space between your hips and your ribs. But from here, inhale, reach the arms high, sides of the body grow long. As you exhale, reaching the arms out towards the foot, maybe binding onto the foot using a strap if you need to. As you inhale, you're drawing your chest along out the leg towards the toes. And as you exhale, allowing yourself to fold and compress. Pressing the back of the leg down towards the mat, pushing your sit bones out behind you, pressing your heel away from you. Great, breathe in, last breath here. As you breathe out, rise your way all the way up. Cross the ankles, roll yourself over your feet, hands to the mat, stepping back into down dog, ready to come to the other side. So left knee coming to the outside of the left wrist for your pigeon pose, choosing the degree of diagonalness in your front shin. It's not a word. But making sure that the ankle is staying flexed, the more intense, the further forward you take that foot. So just look after your left knee, make sure you're not feeling anything there. Fingertips to stay onto the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, sink the pelvis towards the mat, keep yourself nice and level. And as you exhale, walking the hands out, returning to the folded version of your pigeon. And taking a few breaths here. Allowing yourself to settle into the pose. Right hips dropping down towards the mat. Take an inhale, keep your chest long. As you exhale, walk those hands back in, sit towards the left side of your mat, sweep the right leg round to return on the other side to the right hamstring stretch. Sole of the left foot to the inner of the right thigh. Inhale, reach tall, stretch the sides of the body. As you exhale, allow yourself to grow long, reaching out towards the foot. Use your exhales to allow the belly to compress towards the thigh. Toes pull back towards the shin and heel presses out away from you. Use each and every breath to create space and length, and your exhales to fold. Lovely, then inhale, rise all the way up, finally ending with a nice little hip opener, butterfly legs, diamond legs, whatever it is you call them, soles of the feet to come together, sitting up nice and tall. Little toes meet together, you can let the big toes fall apart, either taking your feet into a little basket with the hands, or you can bind onto the toes or the ankles. Inhale, sit your chest nice and tall, engage the hips, press the thighs away from you. As you exhale, allow the elbows to bend slightly as the chest pulls forwards, and you can maybe use your elbows to press the thighs or the calves out a little wider. Lovely, breathe in here. As you breathe out, release your feet. Allow yourself to simply cross your legs into nice easy pose, cross-legged seat. That brings us to our 20-minute timer. So if you've got something to be getting on with, I hope you enjoyed your practice today, and check in with me again soon for a new video, or come back for one that perhaps you have not tried yet.